I think it sheds light on the issue of mental health. And this is something that has been more in the past than right now, maybe, but has been kind of a taboo subject, and things that, people didn't want to talk about, didn't want their colleagues to know about, because it might affect their job prospects, and didn't want their family to know about, because it might make them uncomfortable. That's one of the reasons why it's good to explore this topic. So I'm Tyler Powell. I'm the author of the play Warriors in the Talking It Out Festival. And if you want to learn more about the play and the festival, listen to this conversation. They were calling for plays that involved mental health, and I've had some experience personally with mental health, and I also have, I was working on this play and some other plays that are the same, of the same ilk. So I thought it would be appropriate for talking it out. The idea of the play came from this incident in the Veterans Hospital, where I was in the waiting room and saw this veteran who was having a kind of a fit over being shown women's glasses, crying out, I'm a man, not a woman, and so on. And it was very serious. I'm maybe not portraying that correctly, but it was very serious. And so I thought, that this is probably a subject that I could relate to, and then I could maybe shed some light on and let people know about a therapy, and maybe just convey that feeling that I had. And I've actually done probably like maybe 3 or 4 plays on this topic. And one is a monologue, and one is one act, and one is this 10-minute play, Warriors. It's a circular play. It begins at the end, where the veteran is trying the therapy. And this is a therapy where you, if you have like this really traumatic event that you're like scared of, and but it keeps, you keep having the nightmares, you keep waking up at night, you keep having disturbed sleep and so forth. And one way to confront that and to sort of lessen the effect of that traumatic event, and in this case, the veteran was in Iraq, and they hit an IED, which was they hide them in the trees so that when you hit them, they blow up in your face. So he had the guy next to him, who was his buddy, had his face blown off in this incident. And of course, my character, Thomas, was very traumatized by that. So it's really his story. And it starts out where he's found out about the therapy, and he's trying the therapy really for the first time. And the therapy is called prolonged exposure. And you go back and you relive this event, and you record, what you're seeing and how you feel on your phone or some other device. And then you play it back and listen to it, and then you record again and so forth. And you do this repeatedly, and it helps you really, face the thing and become familiar with it in a way so that it isn't as terrifying as it once was. So that's what he's doing in the beginning of the play, the first part of the play. And then the second part of the play is how he got there. And this scene is, it starts just after he had his big blow up in the waiting room outside the optical shop over being shown women's glasses. And he was grabbed by the security guard and they took him to the emergency room. Not all of this is in the play, but they took him to the emergency room and then they referred him to Dr. Goslin, who's a psychiatrist, for counseling. And he's very resistant to the counseling. And he does receive counseling. And one of the things she tells him is, sometimes, asking for help takes just as much courage as going into combat. And so then after they have their session, and the last part of the play picks up where the first part left off, and he's finishing doing the therapy with his phone, and he calls the Veterans Hospital and asks for another appointment. He apologizes. He walked out. He asks for another appointment with the doctor because he wants to continue with this therapy and with this help. I want the audience to learn about, I guess, this issue. We have an issue with suicide. We have an issue with veterans. And a lot of the veterans committing suicide are older veterans. They're not all from our most recent wars. But, I want them to be aware of this issue, to have empathy, to support veterans however they can. I belong to an organization called Forgotten Veterans. And they have a warehouse near where I live. And we go there and we pack boxes for veterans with things they need. Sometimes there are treats and candy and stuff and things like razor blades and shaving cream. And for the women, of course, they're boxes for women, and that's, a different set of supplies. And these go, it's called Forgotten Soldiers because these go to soldiers who do not get any mail. They got no mail from home, but they receive these boxes and they're very grateful for it. And they write back letters, thanking us for the box that they got. I want the audience to really connect with this issue and maybe find a place in their heart for veterans. That's what I was hoping to do. I'm Tyler Powell. My play is Warriors in Talking It Out Festival, and I hope that people will enjoy the play.